Hey guys, welcome back to Easeldoesitstudio. So today we have the new Craftor Squishy Gel. So this is the kit. They sent it to me. So we're gonna try this today. It's a little bit different. The only thing I did do is open it up to read the instructions. I have seen a couple of different people, doing them. And I think I know what they did wrong. So we'll get to that in a minute. So they sent us this. We're going to open this. They also sent me the 16-ounce epoxy resin, which you guys know I absolutely love. I do have the description. In the description, I will have the links to these. This is the 16-ounce. So you get measuring cups, you get some gloves, you get some stir sticks, and you get your bottle of A and B. So you get 8 ounces of each. And I knew if I took them out, I wouldn't get them back in here. I'm just trying to keep this so I know it's a complete set. And then they also sent me the 1 gallon epoxy resin. This is less than $40, guys, and you get a crap ton of stuff. Not only do you get a half gallon of A and a half gallon of B, you also get cups, you get gloves, you get these scrapers, your instructions, and your you get a couple of these stirrers. So you get a lot in this kit. So I'm not going to take that out because I already have one and I have one open. So we will be when I get ready to open this, we will go through it again. All right, so I'm just going to move these kind of out of my way for right now so we can get on to the squishy kit. So this is the kit. And for some reason, I didn't look up the price of this. I just know the resin because I buy that all the time. So you get 2 small mixing cups. You get a paw print mold. You get some little cups, which we're going to probably use. Some pipettes, which are always handy. And these are your bags that you can put your squishies in when they are completely done. So we'll put them aside because we will need them later. These are your pigment paste. These are to color your squishy mixture. So we're going to be using these. We're going to be using the black and these 2 colors for sure. Then this is like Vaseline. It's a petroleum jelly that you put in your mold so that it helps demold it. So you put that in before you pour your squishy gel. So we're going to be using that. And then, of course, you get your bottle of A and B. And these can be mixed either by weight or by volume. But if you start with volume, stick with volume. If you start with weight, continue with weight. So there's that. Obviously, you get your instructions. You get some gloves. You get some stir sticks. And then you get, these are like little embellishments to give it texture. And let me open one just so we can kind of see. Yeah, they're almost like little crusty bits. So you get a yellow and white and a blue and white. So you can embellish it. You can also put these just in the bag so the kids have something extra to play with. And then you get 2 flocking powders. You get a yellow and a pink. So we'll definitely be probably using those. And then you get a mold, which this is a cute waffle mold. So the only difference that I've seen so far with this one versus some of the others is if you're going to pour it in layers, it says to wait 15 minutes between your layers. So we're going to do the eyes and the nose. I guess we'll do the 2 little circle things in black. We're going to do those in black. So we're going to let that sit for 15 minutes. Then we're going to do the paw print. And we're going to do just the pads in the black. So I am thinking I only am going to need like a little bit. So do I mix up 20 mLs? I'm thinking maybe 20 mLs will work. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, if I can find them. I have all right, let me pull out my other paw print molds just so if I make up too much black, I have something to put that in. So hang on one second. All right. So we have, I have a couple of different sizes. And these are the bigger ones. These are a little bit smaller. And I do have to clean these out. I'm just gonna, and that is just a little bit of soapy water. Okay, just ran upstairs real quick and I washed a couple out. Now, the other thing with this particular gel is if you have used UV resin in a mold, it will not cure. So, I don't believe I have used UV resin in these. So, if we have to pour them, I guess we're going to find out, right? Okay, so we are going to mix up, let me just see here. I'd rather mix up a little bit than way too much. You know what I mean? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix 10 mLs. And we will, because I'm going to color this one black. So we'll put 5 of A and 5 of B. And then we will, it says to stir for 3 to 5 minutes. And it cures within 1 to 2 hours. Put that cover on so I know that's the cover for that one. because you guys know me. You know, I'll go and put the wrong one on the wrong one, and we'll have a mess, and yeah, it won't be fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna actually, I'm gonna use the bottom of this box just so I can kind of get this up at like eye level. And what I'll do is I'm just gonna pour the 5 in another cup, and then we'll just mix them together. That way, if I over pour, you know, it is not a big deal. All right. So we're going to mix these two together. Ah, my word, Michelle. Did you hang on to nothing today? Stir this, and I am making sure that I'm scraping the bottom. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add the pigment, so while I'm stirring, I know I'm mixing the pigment in there well. And these are all sticky. It's like the oil kind of oozed out a little bit. Wipe that stick, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit because I don't know how intense this paste is. I'm going to put just a little bit more, we'll go with that on the stick, and then I'm going to close my container. So that should be good enough, you know, because that gives us a nice black. It might not be jet black, but it's at least it would be a dark charcoal. All right, so we're gonna let that sit for a minute, and we are going to get our molds all Vaselined up. So I'm gonna start with this one just because the openings are bigger. And I don't think it needs like a ton. It's just enough where it's coated. So I'm trying to make sure that I get into the eyes. And this is kind of textured on the side. Oh, I have no clue how much these hold. I mean, you don't have to fill it all the way. You could fill it to here. You know, it just depends on what you want to do. But if you do pour it in different stages, you got to wait 15 minutes in between. All right. So those are coated. Now I'm going to take one of these little pipettes and I'm going to do the eyes. And the little mouth. Okay. I just need a Q-tip to get any overpour. All right. And oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh, goodness, goodness. Okay, so I had watched somebody else and they thought you took the paste and did it afterwards. I think this is what they meant in the direction. So I'm hoping I'm right. And hopefully if they see this, it will help them. Now, I could very well try to pour this, but this pipette is working really well, so let's just stick with, you know, what's working, right? pop any bubbles. And I'm trying to get them so they're somewhat even. Okay, so we've got them in. It is 3:32, so we're gonna let them, let them sit for 15 minutes before I move on to the next step. So let me just put a little Vaseline I'll do 2. I don't know if I have enough to do 2, but we will see. Yeah, so this will last a very long time, guys. I didn't want to stick my finger in it like I did. Okay. All right, I know we don't have enough for this, but it's thinner, so maybe, I don't know. No, we'll just do, hang on, we're just gonna do another paw, a little paw print. Let me try my pinky, maybe that. All right. Now it does say the depth, the thickness and stuff depends on the curing, but it doesn't say if it's deeper, it cures slower or faster or vice versa. So that I don't know. So, yeah, so, I mean, you definitely, this was only 10 mLs, and so I knew we weren't going to need a lot. So that's why I didn't want to mix up too much, because I don't want to waste it. Okay, so we have that all done. We just are going to wait until that cures. Well, we're going to wait 15 minutes. And this is the one I saw. I'm just trying to clean up that little bit of overage, because I don't want to have black in our waffles. Sorry if my head's in the way, guys. All right, so we've got them all cleaned up. So I will be back in a few minutes, and what we're gonna do is we are gonna mix up this color for our waffle. Let me see, what color? Because we're also gonna, oh, which one? Let me see. I just gotta wipe these off, they're all wet. Yeah, it'll be one of these two that we mix up. And we'll do the waffles in that color. And I don't know, maybe I'll do a pink, like a pink and a blue, so I can make 2 girl paws, 2 boy paws. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out when we get back. All right, so I'll see you in a minute. Okay, so it is now 3:47, so it's a little bit. I did have a few of these, they kind of was spilling over, so I did have to kind of clean these ones up a little bit. So what I've decided I'm going to do, I'm going to mix both of these colors for the waffle. And depending on what we have, you know, I mean, that can hold quite a bit. Oh, as I'm now seeing that I have a little bit more that ran out. So I want to get that cleaned. So I'm going to try to mix, I'm going to do the 2 colors, and I don't know if they're going to merge together. I think that's why they want you to wait the 15 minutes. So I'm going to try to do some like light drizzles on the bottom, and then we'll pour the darker. I don't know if it's going to stay separated. We're going to find out. So I'm going to start with, I'm thinking this will probably hold 4 ounces. So I'm going to do 2 ounces of each, and we'll make 4 ounces, and then we'll kind of see where we're at. All right, there's 2. And then we will go to the 4. All right. And I am gonna take a bigger stir stick. My only big one. Okay. This one's a little bit thicker. All right. So when it says when you stir clockwise, and make sure you scrape your bottom too, and stir it slow, and also, you know, get your sides. Just like resin, guys, it's the same concept. And then we will pour some of our color and see what we get. And it doesn't look like it's making any bubbles, so that's good. I mean, if I was doing figure 8s in here, it might, you know, but so I'm hoping that when we pour this, especially on these paw prints, that the black does not, you know, come off. So I went a little over on the time, and I knew we would have a couple minutes stirring. So, because where I poured those ones last, I just wanted to make sure that those had 15 minutes in between as well. So, yeah. And I am trying to make sure I get that like little bit of groove that's in the cup. All right, so let's get some, and I'm gonna do less of the light color. And all right, you know what? Is that gonna take it all? I don't know. And all right. We'll start with that. I can always add more color in after, you know, if I have to mix up a little bit more. So, you know, it doesn't say how much of this to use, so I don't know if there is a ratio. Oh, gosh almighty. So I'm just putting a little bit on my stick. And then we will stir this and see what we get for a color. And you want to make sure you're not seeing any swirls of that colorant, because that would be unmixed pigment. All right, so that is looking good. Kind of like a butter drizzle. And get this one mix in here. So this is more of the waffle color. And then this will kind of gauge on how much more we're going to need for that. Oh. All right, let me just get my sticks out. All right, so here we go. And our black is running. So maybe my way was wrong. So maybe we should have let them fully cure. All right, let me mix up. I'm just going to mix this up with this brown, this darker color, because I think we're gonna use it. And let me get this stick. So I'm keeping this. I want to try to see if I can get like a thin layer in the middle, because it does look like there's different stacks of these waffles. All right, that should work. You know, it's like anything. The first time you try something, you don't know the product. But I don't know why they say to wait the 15 minutes. That doesn't make any sense to me. So Bond Crafter, if you could explain that, I would appreciate it, dear. Okay. And now I will put, and I'm trying to get this, you know, to the sides here if I can. So what I'm hoping that it was going to do is make it look like the butter was oozing down the side. All right. So I'm just going to pour this into this one. And the rest of this. And we're going to mix them around. And I'm going to pour 2 of the smaller dog paws. I guess it doesn't matter. And I guess we'll so we will have 3 extra paws. Well, we're gonna just So even if that is not completely full, I'd be fine with that. It will still give us that and then if we have too much of, so I think I'm going to mix up maybe one of these cups, 50 mLs, maybe 40. I want to try a different color. Let's see. All right, we'll mix up. Let me move this back. And move that one back and hope and pray those work. So we'll do 40. Yeah, we'll do 40 mLs. So I will do 20. Gosh, I got the dropsies. What is new? All right, and then we're gonna go to the 40. And I can see little bubbles popping, so it's degassing really well. If we have any left, we can just pour it in with that one and we can have a mismatch. Okay. So let me get this stirred up and then I will be right back. Okay, so let's put our pink in. And the reason I'm doing the pink is, alrighty guys, I am back. I apologize, my battery died. I'm sitting here talking to myself and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden I realize that I'm not even recording anything. So, I should have thought and grabbed something to be able to like add the flocking to. Oh, let me see. All right, I got this cup. And that's all on the outside, so that is fine. All right, so as you can see, the black did run, so I don't understand okay. Do layered pouring. Wait for the first layer to semi-cure about 15 minutes before adding the second layer. Well, I did, and it still ran. So let's just see what we have got. And I sliced my finger. It was getting... we got a pork butt in the smoker, and I was getting it covered in tin foil, and I sliced my finger on the tin foil. You know, of course, like I don't have enough splits on my fingers as it is. All right, so I'm just trying to go around gently and loosen everything up. So it kind of looks like the white did what I wanted it to do. But we will have to see what the eyes and the mouth and all that did. Oh, okay, it did work, guys. Look at, oh my goodness. That came out exactly like I wanted. Oh my gosh, this is so stinking cute. So it didn't run really bad. All right, so what I'm gonna do for this one is I am going to, let's see, we're gonna put some of this flocking. Now, I already know I like this flocking much better. It is not chunky. Look at how thin that is. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at how cute. And they're pretty firm, guys. I'm impressed, because normally the bigger ones like will topple over. Oh, I love these. That is so cute. And then you just take it and you put it in one of your little bags. And now you are ready to sell them. Oh my gosh, those are so cute. All right, let's get, we'll get the pink one out, but I don't want to put the yellow flock away yet because I think I'm going to do these in that. So I really, really love this. I thought I liked their other one, but I like this one a lot, guys. So I will make sure I have the link in the description for you, because this is, it's squishy, but yet it's still firm. And look, it didn't run as bad as I thought. I mean, it has a little bit on the back. And I might not have mixed all my pigment in. I can see a little bit there. But we can fix that with some mica powder. Oh, I love this. All right, so let me get these ones out so we can get these in the yellow flocking powder. So what I would maybe do next time is I would probably give it a half an hour before I poured it. I think that would work really good. I think that extra 15 minutes would definitely work. Get out of here, bug. But look at how stinking cute. This one, I think I had a little too much Vaseline on, but I mean, it looks like a little furry paw. All right. So, get this one out. Oh my goodness gracious, guys. These are too stinking cute. Oh. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little brush and I am just going to try and put a little bit on the top. So basically what I'm doing is I'm just so we're getting it to be not sticky, but not completely over-coated with the flocking. And then I will just so what I would probably do is I'll put 2 in one bag. All right, let's see how this little shallow one came out. Oh, that came out really good. Okay, and then we're gonna switch our flocking to the pink here in just a minute. I mean, the way that it like ran, it's like a perfect, you know, like the paw is not completely black. All right, I'm just getting some on the sides. All right, so in this one, I'm going to put 3 in one bag. I'll actually throw that one in too, but it's just, but I mean, whoa, you can pull them and squish them and, all right, so let's get this back into our container. So, and there we have a pair of paws with our beautiful little waffles. I cannot believe I got that look on the top, guys. I am blown away. All right. So what they need to do, actually, wait, I am going to try something. Where is my... All right, so this is just black mica powder. I want to try something before I flock it. So I'm just going to take some mica powder and kind of put that mica powder on the pads. So what I'm hoping is the flocking won't stick to the mica powder so that that black will still show through, or that it's showing more of like a silvery black, but that's okay. All right. So I'm brushing off the extra mica powder, and we're just going to put a little bit because it doesn't really take much at all. And look, that is so cute. All right, let's get, so, I mean, this flocking is going to go a long ways, guys. I just wished that they had like more colors, but that is fine. I'm sure that, you know, it's a brand new product. I'm sure they will be adding to it. And there we have so we have our waffle, we have our paw print, and then we have our little extras over here. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are, guys. These are so stinking cute. Alrighty, I will see you guys all on the next video. Thank you so much, Bond Crafter. These are amazing. I love these. So, and we still have 3 more bags. So that's a good thing right there. Alrighty, guys, I will see you later. Bye.